We're living in a culture that's becoming more and more feminized, and you can see it everywhere. In families, in careers, and even in the laws that shape how we behave and relate to each other. I want you to start connecting the dots. Because while society claims to be dismantling the patriarchy, what it's really building is a female-centered system where women gain from weakening men and the roles they've traditionally held. And here's how that happens. First, think about this. For most of human history, women relied on men for protection and provision. But only in the last few decades has this role been challenged. A growing welfare system has slowly chipped away at a man's necessity in a woman's life, making him feel replaceable. And honestly, why wouldn't many women prefer this arrangement? For millions of women today, including roughly 15 million single mothers, the government has become the stand-in masculine provider, offering support without the boundaries that come with having a man in the home. No expectations of loyalty, no shared responsibility, no weight of commitment. This creates very little motivation for a woman to choose a good man and stay with him, and it cushions her from the consequences of her own decisions, while the man becomes irrelevant because he's no longer needed. That's the dangerous incentive structure we're dealing with. This isn't new either. It traces back to mid-20th century America and a welfare rule called the Man in the House Law. It was designed to determine who deserved government assistance. The criteria were simple. Is there a man living in the home who can provide? As you'd expect, men in struggling families were put in an unbearable situation. Either find a way to provide by any means necessary, or leave their own households so their families could qualify for welfare. Many men had to walk away from their homes so the state could step in and take their place. Imagine how degrading that must have felt, being pushed out of your natural role and replaced by the government. Having to pretend you didn't exist so your family could survive, while the woman still receives support in the form of a government check. You won't hear this in most feminist interpretations of history, but these policies clearly show that women benefited from gender stereotypes, because they weren't the ones expected to be providers.